Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Power Rangers Zord Ascension Project MZ-0602 Astro Megazord from Power Rangers in Space. We go ahead and see him there in the, spaceship mode. We'll go ahead and put that off to the side real quick, because we're going to look at the box, which, yep, it is a ZAP box, which means you got the little wireframe plus, all that stuff from the Zord Ascension Project and Ages 15 Plus up there. And hey, look, it's a Lightning Collection and all that stuff looks nice there. This, of course, up here, you got the symbol plus some blue. On this side, you got a nice bit of artwork. Bit of artwork there of the Astro Megazord. This, you have a product shot of the Astro Megazord. On the bottom, you have just kind of plastic repackaging, and it said 1/144 plus some copyrights. On the back, you have more product shots on what's included inside the box. And yes, this is once again a slip cover, which comes right off. And you can see the full, artwork of the Astro Megazord's head. You got a QR code, which I believe takes you to the tech specs up there. And of course, sides are the same. The bottom's just that again. And the back, you have the big, huge Z thing. And yep, it's a, again, nice quality box. Get that out. Yeah, inside, again, artwork. Nice artwork there on the inside. And you have this, some cool little spacey stuff about the Astro Megazord, including as mode, Zord, power, laser, all that stuff. And yeah, you peel this away, and you have all the paper and box and stuff where it is all stored. So that's the packaging. It also comes with the instructions, which, yeah, pretty straightforward. Definitely not a very difficult thing to deal with. Now, the Astro Megazord comes packaged in the spaceship mode, which you can see here. Not entirely complete because we got to add some extra stuff, but it's got most of the stuff you need. This thing as well comes with accessories, including these little side skid things, which they just kind of attach via clips on the side, like so. And of course, a little pod thing, which can, just rotate out, become a cannon. You got this peg right here, which you can plug into a hole on the shield, which on mine was already, plugged in there. So even though they tell you to plug it in, but yeah. Just plug that in, and there you go. You got the complete Astro Megazord spaceship mode. And yeah, again, it looks real nice. I find this looks real nice overall. Getting in close, you can see the cockpit nice, picked out in nice gold. You got a lot of chroming all over the place, including the front and the sides there. You got the little guns there, and this just popped off because I was held it wrong. Yeah, you got red chroming right there. You got all that stuff. You got some tech detailing all over the place. All that stuff. You got the nice red fins with some black detailing on there. Again, more detailing back here, including looking like thrusters. You got the fists down here, which that is show and original toy accurate. So if you complain about it, it's accurate. So yeah, you got all that stuff. You got some nice venting, detail, all that stuff. Again, on the bottom, you have the shield, all that stuff. It's the only thing is I would say this gun right here doesn't peg in super great. You also saw probably there wheels, which yes, it does. It does roll, which is nice. Only thing on mine, these little booster things, whatever you want to call them, on the bottom, they don't quite 100% line up. So it's like, but they still roll just fine, and it looks good. These turrets can also swivel. They're kind of a rubbery plastic, but they both can swivel. That's pretty cool. And also right here, this red chrome bit, you can actually open it up, and inside you can see actually detailing of there's the Rangers just sitting there. You got some silver, you got some little bits in there, but yeah, just little seats and stuff. I guess a view screen of sorts. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it doesn't really do much else in this mode. It just kind of looks cool, You can fly around, you can swoosh it around. It is big and chunky. One cool thing, of course, is, just like the show and everything, you can unclip this part, and hey, look, there's a shuttle inside, which people complain. I've some people complain about them chipifying the shuttle, and I'm looking at the original toy and the show, and it's honestly, while it's a little different, it's not that much different. But you can see, you know, it's blue and white with some gold. Almost looks like a little letter or something. Little pegs back here, which that helps, you know, peg into the shuttle there. It's pretty much blue down here. You got some little, I guess, detailings right there in the black. So yeah, it's pretty neat overall. And the cool thing is, well, now I guess came off anyway. You could take these bits, including these little things, and you rotate this back in like so. You can attach these to the sides. Again, there's the clips and tabs. I'll get more into the clips and tabs because that's been a bit of a point of contention. You clip these on the sides here, and this just, you know, peg hole here, you just peg that over this, and well, hey, look at the shuttle with the booster and everything. Like in the opening episode, I think. So yeah, just, you know, whoosh, you got that whole thing you can do. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. There's a couple other accessories, but I'll leave those for the full robot mode because yeah. So yeah, speaking of, I guess go ahead and get into that. So yeah, if you haven't already, actually before I do that, yeah, I just want to show you, getting this into the pretty back end is pretty simple. I usually just kind of stick it into one side and then start rotating it back, and those pegs will go into these little holes right there, and just get those all squared away. And then this clip right here will just lock it together, and or it's supposed to. If it didn't, you know, collapse. Yeah, it collapsed. Dang it. Now it's supposed to collapse, but not right now. There, and that all holds together, and there you go, spaceship mode. Now, any which way. Okay, actually getting into robot mode. Okay, first, if you haven't, take all this stuff off, and I'll take these things off here too, because they have to be arranged differently. You take all that stuff off, and then go ahead and open this up. Getting a grip on this is probably the biggest pain in the butt. Is just get a grip on this and, you know, pry it apart, and just get the shuttle out and open these all the way like that. This right here, you want to fold this clip and you want to fold that in, and there's a panels right here. You want to get in there to get these panels up and out like so. That just helps fill in the back of the foot, which is nice. Get those squared away. Now down here, what you also want to do is take the arms and move them out so you can get the shield unclipped and get that off to the side too. Now then you want to come down here also and unclip these from the bottom of the ship, although one might very well clip in and one might not. Again, I'll get into that. And back here you want to go ahead and take these bits and just move those up just to get them out of the way. And then you want to unclip these bits from the sides of the, right there, to straighten those out, straighten that out like this, and then go ahead and rotate it around at the hip like so. It's a very stiff router, sometimes it might not want to cooperate. Get that rotated and facing this way, and then rotate it this right there to get that facing the right way, like so. Same thing. Unclip, straighten it out, rotate it at the hip, like so. Get that inward, and then rotate it right here, like that. And also you can also pull these out a bit so you have actual ankle tilts. So just pull those out, and there you go. And the feet now have ankle tilts. You can stand them up, and now I'm gonna raise the camera because he's suddenly got real tall. He suddenly got really tall. Now you can go ahead and put these back down like so, and rotate these to the sides as side skirts. Bring the arms here, you go ahead and they'll just clip into the sides of the torso, like so. That, go ahead, and these right here, these are sliders. Go ahead and slide those down all the way, they'll click into place. This one's a little stiffer. Slide that down until it clicks into place, like so. And then finally, to complete the robot mode, take the shuttle here. You want to go ahead and bring this part down, fold that down. Then bring this up, that reveals the head, and right here, this peg right here goes into this for the shuttle mode, and this peg goes into this little hole. Yeah, this blue peg goes in the hole for the head mode, and just kind of peg it in. Right, so leave this at an angle, and then right back up here, go ahead and This will slot in. Make sure get this bit right here, this lip, I guess, under here, like so, and bring it in and bring it down like that. And this right here will come back, and this will just clip into the back of the robot. And there you go. There is the Astro Megazord. I can share that. Okay, there we go. And yeah, it's not a complicated transformation. Obviously, it's a cell, well, it's based on a Sentai design, so it's pretty simple. It actually does things, well, pretty easily, and it's nice. And the only thing that may be even remotely difficult is maybe the hips might not want to cooperate sometimes when I try to rotate the hips instead. The thighs rotate instead, but usually you can get it done. Probably the only real difficult part is just, yeah, getting those. But everything else kind of goes pretty smoothly overall, and it just works. And you get this robot, which again looks real nice. You get, getting up here, you get this nice, head, the shuttle head and everything. And of course up here, you can lift up this little flap on the shuttle, and hey, what do you know? Rangers. And actually nice detailing there behind them too. That's pretty cool. See the Ranger there, so that's pretty cool. You got more the silver, and you got some silver paint there on the shoulders. You got that from the spaceship. You got the belt buckle and everything, fists, and you got the chrome thighs, and you got all that stuff. It's pretty much the same details as from the ship, but now kind of rearranged. Back, nice and clean. Everything works there. So there you go. The big thing here is actually one of the clips specifically. If I can zoom out a bit. One of the clips specifically tends to be broken out of the box, and yeah, mine's no exception, unfortunately. That's been the big brouhaha, the clips. So far as I can tell, it's pretty much just one. And on this, you can see possibly right there, that clip is broken. Now, apparently this is very common. On the left leg, that particular clip is broken. Either it's like on the verge of breaking, or it's outright broken, like out of the box. Which tells me it's probably a manufacturing error. Someone somewhere screwed up, and that thing is so yeah. I'd say for mine is broken out of the box. This is that right there. That's for the arm to clip in spaceship mode. Honestly, it doesn't. This is stiff enough that it doesn't seem to actually affect anything. It still all works total. And if you have it setting on, transform it and set it down somewhere, well, it's gonna put pressure on it anyway, so it doesn't really need clipping. But it seems to be the only one that doesn't actually work. Everything else actually works. It doesn't feel tight. They don't feel like they're going to break. So people just talk about broken clips are pretty much talking about that one specific one, as far as I can tell. Anyone who says otherwise seems to be that's not, at least on my experience, not the case. But anyway, yeah, looks great like this. He does, of course, have his accessories and whatnot. One little one, which is just like the other ZAPs. Got little Rangers, which again, just to emphasize, the size, because it's 1/144 scale. Yeah, there's pink, blue. I'm trying to remember who was doing stuff here. I believe it was TJ was the red one at this point. I'm trying to remember who was who at this point. It's been a while. Yeah, you got these little tiny Rangers. There's not really a whole lot of detail on them, but they're doing little poses. Richard in the center. I know one of them, Andros. Yeah, Andros was later, or something like that. It was kind of a weird thing. Yeah, you got them. They're tiny because you have 1.44 scale. There you go. Very small guys. Yeah, you can see looking up close. Really not a whole lot of detail. So there's that. You also have, let's see, talk about them. Alternative fists, or I guess hands. You got displayed hands, which kind of the same sort of thing that came with the Dino Megazord, and you have, well, holding stuff hands. So those are your options, and you have, of course, one of each, one pair of each, and you have the closed fists, which are these the ones for you primarily would use for the transformation, because that's how it was in the show. But of course, swapping is pretty simple. You just, pop it off the ball joint. It's these are rubbery plastic, so they pop off really easily, and you just pop that on, no problem. Just Same sort of thing. There we go. There you go. I'm still not a fan of these splayed hands personally. I still think they're kind of like they could be done better, but or different, somewhat different splayed pose. But this is the one they got, so this is the one we get. Oh well. He does come with this sword, which is a nice, good sized sword. You got, a nice silver finish there. Got the gold and silver there. Black handle. Pretty nice overall. He can hold the sword pretty decently. The only problem is because you kind of have to shove the sword into the hand, and unfortunately, thank goodness it's rubber plastic. But yeah, it's just kind of have to bend the plastic on the hand to get the sword in it. It's not a pleasant sensation, to say the least. But yeah, you can get it in there. Just take a bit, and yeah, it's a little. It's nice and solid what's in there, but it's kind of annoying to get it in the first place. Right. This thing, of course, can shield one of two ways. You have this thing right here, which can fold out, and well, I'm gonna have to swap hands. There we go. Yeah, you can have it. I'm holding it, this way. Supposed to, kind of catching. There you go. Yeah, you can have them hold it like this. It's one way, or what's cool is this right here. There's a little clip thing, and the way these wheels are, you can see there's actually little ridges, and it's kind of neat how this is actually kind of clever. So you can take this and clip it over, and the clips will go into the little ridges on the wheel and rest in such a way that it'll actually kind of sit straight. And regardless of how, you can have it kind of angled, but you can also make it sure it sits straight. And of course, because that clip is on a rotation, so you can, do that, which is neat. And of course, this, rotate this out, and well, that's the gun thing. And you can rotate this out. This is actually a bit of a stiff hinge right here. Rotate that out. And then of course, attach these opposite side this time because of its different orientation. Now he's got his rifle, which again, stick in the hand, but of course that's not super tight, but as long as you're not milking around, it'll be fine. But it'll hold as long as you're not messing with it. But yeah, this one's again just like the sword is kind of have to push it into the hand, but it kind of cooperates more than the sword does. So you got that, and then yeah, you can do the whole thing at once, and there you go. It's got his accessories. So there you go. Can hold all his stuff pretty easily, which is nice. So yeah, I guess you can do the articulation, which another point of contention for some people. Yeah, the head, kind of weird ball joint things. You got left and right, and you got a little bit of up and down. Not a whole lot. The only thing is, yeah, trying to move it up and down, you kind of often unpeg the top of the, I guess, the shuttle hat. It can look up and down a bit. You got a bit of little tiny bit of waggle, and you got, but yeah, left and right is the big thing there. Mostly up, little tiny bit down. But yeah, you got a decent amount of posability there. Shoulders, you got ratcheted, full 360. Outward, unfortunately, this is one of the limitations, is you get pretty much that much outward. You can finagle the joints to get a tiny bit more outward. Yeah, because you got the elbow bend right there, which, gets about 90 degrees. You have a swivel below the elbow, which is going to upset people because, yeah, if you finagle that, you can get a slight bit more elbow or outward bend if you get moving into a different position, but really, you're not really getting not much more. That's unfortunate. So that's the thing. But yeah, I do have a butterfly joint, a pretty extreme butterfly joint, actually. It's a full 90 degrees. That's pretty impressive. These are on ball joints, so you have, rotation and a little bit of wiggle. So that's the whole thing. The waist, unhindered, full 360. Right there. See? Full 360. There is an ab crunch. It actually works pretty well. It's actually pretty cool how it's designed. It's kind of up high, but this kind of sucks in right there, and back here there's a little bit of a little bit of stuff exposed, but yeah. I mean, they were able to do this while still keeping the open, this open area right here too. And also, it can actually lean back a little bit too, so you get a little more than the ab crunch. You get a little bit of backwards too. Also, this came undone. But yeah, you got that. Hips. These hip skirts can get out of the way. Unfortunately, yeah, this will come with it because it's just how it's designed. But coming down here, you do get nice ratcheted forward like that. Backwards is only like pretty much that far back. Outward is kind of only that far. There's the cut in the. It's because the cut in the hip, unfortunately, it's what prevents it. If the cut was bigger, then it could actually should be able to go out farther because there's no problem that way. But I guess they didn't want to do that for some reason. But of course, you have thigh swivel, which are ratcheted. Knees, which get about 90 degrees of bend. And down here at the ankles, they're actually, if you pop them out, you get tilts. They are ball joints. You get tilts and swivels and forward and back and all that. It's a decently posable. You don't get a whole lot of tilt. There's a lot of resistance there, but you can get enough tilt to get a nice A stance. And there you go. Yeah, real nice posability for the most part. The only problem, I would say the only real problem posability wise is the shoulders. Just kind of, the outward shoulder movement is very limited, and the swivel being below the elbow instead of above it can be might be a limitation too. But for the most part, it actually works pretty well. Just the one thing. But yeah, comparison real quick if I can get this situated. One quick comparison. I don't have the original Astro Megazord, so that's not going to happen. That was after I kind of lost. This was in space was pretty much when I lost interest in Power Rangers, and I only watched a few episodes before I just kind of gave up on it. But of course, the ZAP Dino Megazord, which big size difference there. He is noticeably larger by a good chunk. He's only halfway up his chest, so. There you go. That's a big size difference. And man, that's the thing. Again, the ZO Megazord is going to be like 20 inches tall, 20 something inches tall if it's in this scale, which that's one thing I really want. I want that 20 something inch tall ZO Megazord. And I hope that actually happens. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's the Astro Megazord overall. I rather like him. The only real problems is, again, one of the clips on the legs tends to be kind of, or at least clip points on the leg tends to be broken out of the box. And people complain about paint issues. And yeah, I can see on mine there's a weird thing on the chrome here. It's kind of only noticeable in certain lights. Paint sloppiness, the only thing I've seen personally really on mine beyond that little weird thing on the chrome is there's a little bit of it's a weird splotch here on the shield, which actually I have upside down anyway. A weird splotch here on the shield or something, or actually a damaged paint or something right there. And the outward shoulder movement is, unfortunately very limited. But other than that, honestly, it's really good. I really like this one. This is definitely, of all the ZAP Megazord releases so far, this is the best one. So far, their third effort here has been phenomenal. I hope they can only go up from here. I hope they don't, kind of regress or anything. It's overall just really nice. The ratchets are nice. It's a, fun transformation that maintains kind of the original transformation while also, giving it way more posability than the original toy did. It's big. I really like this. This is a big toy, and that's the thing. I know that for some people, apparently that's a bit of a point they're actually not happy about. Some people don't like how big it is. But anyway, it's big. The other thing, it is $166, the same price as the Dino Megazord, but it is noticeably larger and just plain better in general. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't think, unlike the Dino Megazord, I don't feel like this one is significantly, really overpriced to any sort of significant degree. I think maybe drop at $10 or so, but I think this one generally justifies its price much better than the Dino Megazord did. It doesn't have the same extreme problems that mine have. It doesn't have a lot of the problems. It just has two major issues. One being seemingly a factory error, and one being just kind of design flaw or a fault with the design itself. I mean, because of, the problem with those outwards is you kind of have this this whole sliding block, and you can't really make that whole thing move because of the slider. So yeah, it's kind of a weird thing, but those are my only real complaints, and maybe a bit of paint slop. But otherwise, I guess getting the sword in the hand is a bit of a pain, but it's not that bad, honestly. So I rather like this one, and I think this is one that I definitely, of all the ZAP stuff so far, this is the one to check out. It's nice. I really like this one. I definitely do not regret picking this one up. It's just really fun. And on top of that, is also that thing is like, even though it's big and chunky, it's just still really fun to just transform it back and forth, because it's kind of not, it's pretty simple still. So yeah, I rather like it, and I would recommend checking it out, even at full price. I think it's some people might balk at the price still, but I think it tends to justify itself better. Maybe for some people, you might want to let it drop a little bit, but it doesn't feel overpriced like the the Dino Megazord did. This feels priced closer to correct. I mean, considering what it is. My only thing is, I hope we get the Delta Megazord so we can get all that going. Because, of course, the rumors right now, apparently we might be getting the White Tiger Zord, which I'll be excited for that one too, which would also mean Thunder Megazord. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, definitely the one to get, I think. Of the three, this is the one to get for sure, and I think this is the one that will have the least problems overall. Yeah. I generally like it, and I think it's worth it. So that's it for this one. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Twitter. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1. Check out my co-host, cohost.org/Nemesis-Prime. Check out my coffee and my Patreon. And I shall see you next time with another video review.